G'day guys and welcome back to Jans_Gaming for another Dokkan Battle video. So for today's video I wanted to talk about the hidden potential builds that I think I would be utilizing if I got multiple dupes of the AGL Broly here and then also the physical Gogeta here. So both are obviously the part 1 LRs, the banners are only a few days away, so I thought it was the perfect timing to go over this. So quickly, we'll just have a look a bit at the kits that sort of matter in regards to hidden potential. So, obviously, two of those are going to be super attacks. So, for Broly, on his 12 key, he raises attack, which is a stack, and then raises defense for one turn, causes colossal damage. On his Ultra Super, greatly raises attack, greatly stack of his attack, greatly raises defense for 4 turns, causes mega colossal damage. So, very good leader super attack effects because we're going to be getting defense with every super. Activates the entrance animation, gets key 500%, launches an additional super for 4 turns from his first entry. You got attack and defense 150, guards all attacks, plus an additional 1 key sphere per key sphere, extra 1 key per key sphere, plus an additional 50% attack when performing a super attack, an additional 50% defense if it's an ultra, so an 18 key, an additional 2 key and launches an additional super attack as the first or second attacker in the turn, then plus an additional 6 key, launches an additional super attack and high chance of launching another as the third attacker in the turn. So obviously what's notable here is there is a ton of additional attacks there. It's definitely going to mitigate the need to have really high additional on this guy, and you'll also notice that there is no crit or dodge in that kit there. So just worth keeping note of that as we look into full power Broly now. So when you transform into full power Broly, you raise attack and defense for 1 turn on the 12 key, and then with the 18 key, you greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn. So still, defense on each super, so additionals are valuable in that regard. For his passive, you've got key 6 and 300% attack and defense. Guards all attacks still, plus an additional 1 key per key sphere, reduces damage received by 26% before attacking, while his domain is actually active, so he does lose out on that once his domain runs out, plus an additional 50% attack when attacking, plus an additional 50% defense when receiving attack. I'm assuming that's like Zamasu and that's applied straight away. Launches an additional attack when attacking, an additional super attack when attacking, chance of performing a crit plus 26% when performing a super attack, launches an additional super attack and chance of performing a crit plus 26% when performing an 18 key super, also launches an additional super attack when 24 key is hit. So, as you can see there, again, we're very heavy on additional attacks. So I think that's definitely going to mitigate the sort of requirement for you to have a lot of additional on this guy. I feel like if you can get him to say 10 additional, that's going to give you a 20% chance with the volume of super attacks that this guy does. I think that will help you to proc that hidden potential chance a lot. I definitely think that like 10 is your money range there for this Broly. Now, in terms of the rest of his hidden potential, and remember, you've got skill orbs to be able to adjust this to how you like. And being an AGL character, actually, he also does start with the 5 additional anyways. So, yeah, especially if you get this guy to 79%, it's going to give you a lot more flexibility to then mix in, I feel like, a 50-50 chance for crit and dodge there. So, adding in your skill orbs, I would then be building the rest of his kit towards, I guess, I think I'd probably lean to dodge slightly more because there is crit in this Broly's kit here, so you got a 26% chance there, that's 1 in 4. Maybe something like a 10 and so like 10 additional, maybe you go like 12 crit and then put the rest in a dodge. Could be a really effective build for this Broly because other than the guard, he doesn't have a great deal of other defensive mechanics. Like we do have this 26% damage reduction here, but 26 isn't a really high number. So I think giving the ability to dodge will be really helpful on Broly. And then if you've got like that 12 range on the crit, you're then going to get 24% chance. You've got two essentially 1 in 4 chances to get the crit there. So that's probably what I would be looking at in terms of a build for Broly. I think that it's going to give you a really well-rounded build for your Broly, I think. So we'll move over to Gogeta here. So as you can see, for his 12 key, greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Very good super attack effect there. Makes you definitely want to consider additionals straight off the bat. For his 18 key, he stacks defense, which is really handy. And then greatly raises attack for 1 turn, causes Mega Colossal. For his passive, we've got the 2 key and 154% start of turn. Attacks effective against all types. So that straight away to me makes me think crit is not going to be of much interest on this build. But we'll continue on. Plus an additional 100% when performing a super. Guards all attacks for 3 turns from his first entry. The extra 1 key per key sphere obtained. Key 2 per rainbow key sphere obtained, which is really handy because he randomly changes key spheres of a certain type except for physical to rainbow. So he definitely helps himself to get to 24 key pretty easily. Launches an additional attack that has a great chance, which is 70% chance of becoming a super, and then launches an additional super attack with a key sphere obtained. So we do have a bit of additional inbuilt on this guy as well, but I think already you can see that crit's probably not the way to go with this, because with most Gogetas we do get the effective against all type. So we'll look at his transformation into blue. So for blue, we've got greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn. Again, awesome super attack effect. We love to see that. For his ultra, he massively raises attack for 4 turns, which is going to give him a big attack buff, but it does suck that he doesn't get like at least some 30% defense there. But anyway, is what it is. So he recovers 54% HP at the start of turn for 4 turns from his entry. He gets key 3 and 200% attack and defense. Again, here's that magical line there that we always get with Gogetas: attacks effective against all types. So really mitigates the need to have crit on this guy. Gets an additional 100% when performing a super. 2 key per key sphere obtained. Randomly changes any buff physical to rainbow again. Launches an additional super attack when attacking. Launches an additional super attack with a rainbow key sphere obtained again. Gets the great chance, which would be 70. Yep. Great chance of dodging, and then also gets crit plus 20% with each attack evaded. So you can see there, anytime you're getting the dodge, it's going to bolster up that crit chance for you, again taking away from your need to have crit on his build. He's also got a great chance of nullifying enemy Ki Blast supers and countering with tremendous power. So if you're getting a couple dodges in, you get that nullification and counter, you can get a big old crit that way. So I think this guy's probably got a really obvious build to make him as effective as possible. So I think you're going to want to bolster up this dodge chance. I know it is a 70% chance, but the fact that this builds up your crit here, giving him as much dodge as humanly possible, is definitely going to be the best way to go for Gogeta here. And then with anything left over, I would certainly be going with a additionals build. So because as you can see, we've got the 50% defense here, and then we've also got the 50% defense here as well. So whether you're in Super Saiyan or Blue, those additional supers are going to be so valuable. Yeah, especially if you've been able to get a few stacks off here with his 18 key super in Super Saiyan. So just to reiterate, I think that going a full dodge build with Gogeta is going to be the way to go. and then fill out the rest of that hidden potential with as much additional as possible as well. Skill orb wise, I think additional and dodges are going to be huge. Hopefully you've been grinding out that Weesavan if you've got a few of those ones stashed away there. Again, with Broly's, in terms of skill orb wise, I'd still just be trying to maximize that crit and dodge chance. I think, as I said, something about 10 additional and then a lot of dodge and a lot of crit is going to be the way to go. But let me know your thoughts on the hidden potentials for both these units. Hopefully you sort of see the vision that I'm going with in terms of how I'm going to be building these guys. But let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to keep up with the content. And hopefully I'll catch you all on the next video.